Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to set up a MacBook M1 for development. Basically I'm using this MacBook for my day-to-day work as a software engineer, so I'm going to install the softwares and applications that I mostly use for my work. First thing first, I'm going to install Firefox, so I'm in Safari, I'm going to download it and then yes, allow. So from here, I'm going to drag Firefox to application folder. As someone who's going to use and build web applications, I need a few browsers. So I'm going to use Mozilla Firefox, Safari and Google Chrome, but there are many more that you can use, but majority of them are just pretty much behind the scene. They are using the same engine. So from here, I'm going to just download a few more applications that I'm going to use. So first thing first, I'm going to use Warp as a terminal. So let's just install this one. There we go, I have it. I'm going to download it. Download for the Mac. Here, I have to just drag it there and it's going to be installed. So with the Warp, if you remember, there is a video here as well. You need to just go into log in, and once you log in, then you can start using it. And then go to Warp. So I need to install a few more things. The first thing that is going to ask is the developer tools and Git. Let's just install it, why not? Now that it's installing command line tools, I'm going to install a few more applications as well. The first one would be the Postman. So let's just download from the Apple chip. So the download is finished. It's a zip file. You're going to open the zip file and then put the application in an app directory. So we have Postman. The next one is VS Code. So we're gonna have the VS Code for the Mac. So let's download it. For the Apple Silicon, it's going to download, and once it's downloaded, the same thing happen for the Postman. We're going to unzip it and then put it in application directory. Then we're going to install GitHub Desktop. So let's download the same thing. Again, this is a zip file. We are going to extract and put it in a directory, application directory. Obviously, we're going to have the Git in the terminal, so for the command line, but meanwhile I might need that one as well. So the next thing I'm going to install is Brave browser. It's pretty much behind the scene. It's going to use Chromium, so it's going to be very close to the Chrome, but I might need to do a few other things in a different browser to just keep them separate. So I'm going to install Brave browser as well. Let's continue, and then destination, let's install. Okay, installation is complete. Move it to the bin. So we have Brave browser. I'm going to close this one. Meanwhile, I'm going to download the Go as well. So let's download Go. We want for the Apple Mac OS, and from here I'm going to choose ARM64. So this x86 and 64 are going to be for the Intel one, and if you look at for the Apple processor, it's going to be this one. So let's download this one and install Go. Okay, I have Golang as well. I'm going to move to the bin, close this. I am going to close this tab as well. The next thing that I'm going to install is NVM, because I'm going to use Node.js and Go, so I need Node.js as well installed instead of installing Node.js. So if I go to Node.js and install, for example, this specific version, I'm going to use NVM because I might need to use with the different versions. So there is a video that you can just follow and see how you can have multiple node versions installed in your application. So let's go there and look for the installation. What we need to do, just copy one of these two lines, either with a wget or curl. So let's copy the curl one, copy it in a terminal, and then we are going to install NVM. So now if I just zoom in a bit and do NVM, command is not found. The next thing that I need to do, I need to just put this one inside my ZSHRC file, because we're using Mac, the default would be ZSHRC. So I'm going to copy this one and open my VS Code. So I know that I have VS Code and the command is not installed. If I say code, for example, and then whatever I want to do, ZSHRC, the code is not installed. So if I open VS Code, then I can install it very easy. From VS Code, all I have to do is Command Shift P. All I have to do is say shell command, and then if you say shell command, it says install code command in a path. So I'm going to choose this one, the first one, and put my password. Command is installed. Now if I go and do, for example, code ZSHRC, it's going to open, yes, my ZSHRC inside Visual Studio Code, so I can use it as a text editor. So I'm just going here. This is what I need to put. So let's quickly copy it, come here and paste it. I'll zoom in. Basically, it's going to add NVM to the path, so it can be used. Now, if I do, if I do source, then ZSHRC, SHRC, it's going to read it one more time. Now, if I do NVM, you can see I have NVM installed. So there is a specific video to go through the NVM and see what you can do with the NVM. But in a nutshell, it's going to be node package node version management. So you can have multiple node versions in your system. So all I have to do, I'm going to install this 18.17.1. So I'm going to say NVM install 18.17.1. Actually, that's wrong because it's comma. I need to put dot. There we go. It's going to fetch this node version and install in my application. Okay, I think I'm just putting the wrong one, so need to put dot. There we go. So it's going to install node version 18.17.1. Now it's using the node 18 and npm version 9. The default is also this one. If I do nvm ls, so you can see I'm using node 18. The default is this one, because that's the only one I've already installed. Okay, none of these things are installed at the moment. And if I do now node-v, node 18 is installed. So I don't need this. And also NVM is installed. One more thing is, which was happening behind the scene, was that installation command line developer tools is installed. So I'm going to press D. And also I think I have Git as well. Yes, the Git is installed. It's very good. I don't have my aliases for clear. That's why you see I press C. We're going to add that one in a few seconds. The next thing that we need to do, we need to install brew or homebrew. So let's just go there. Homebrew is going to be very easy if you're going to use Mac. It's going to add a lot of flexibility as a package management. So I'm going to just install this one. It requires the password. There we go. Let's just press enter, continue. So the next thing that we're going to do is to add, as you can see, it says run these two commands and then everything should be good to go. So I'm going to copy this one, paste it in terminal, and then if I do brew help, we should have brew installed. There we go, we have the brew. So I can say brew update, and it's gonna update the packages that we have. Okay, if I do brew upgrade, is the same thing as well. Okay, cool. I have installed NVM, I'm gonna close it, installed brew. I'm also using, for example, make for the make file, but is as simple as just doing brew install make, or any other things that you want to install. So now we have makefile, we have pretty much everything that we needed. So basically here, this is my ZSHRC, which is like a few basic things coming from ZSHRC. There are some, like, for example, plugins that I install as well, and also a few aliases. So I have, for example, C for clear, and I have like some aliases around Git, some aliases around other things. For example, here we're going to use main branch, so I'm going to just update all of them to main. Because the master branch doesn't exist in a GitHub anymore, and the default branch is, for example, main. And there are quite a few more, so I'm going to not change any of these things, leave them as they are. And then I also remember, so I'm going to just save this one, close it. I'm also using the dir env to load like environment files in my projects. So if I go to brew, so it's like a home brew install dir env, all I have to do is just say brew install dir env. So as simple as that. Let's just install this. Okay, I have everything now. I'm going to close this one, and now going to open my terminal one more time. It's going to starting up ZSH. It has everything installed. Now if I want to do clear, all I have to do is, for example, put C. Or if I want to see ZSH config, I'm going to just type it. It will open it in VS Code and anything else. So we have VS Code installed. The next thing that I want to do is to log in to my account. If you want to log into VS Code, from here, this icon on the left, you're going to say turn on setting sync. So you want to turn on everything, sign in, and then we're going to sign in through the GitHub. Okay, so we have installed. There are some conflicts. Let's just sort the conflicts. And actually, I want everything come from the remote, so I'm going to load everything from remote. And it's just syncing behind the scenes. So very soon it's going to install a few extensions. We're going to talk about extensions in a few minutes. I also have a very rich video about the extensions and everything that I have installed. So I'm going to share this one also on the top corner, and also leave the link in a description, so you can just have access to that one as well. So it's installing quite a few things. Let's go just activate that one. Let's just enable all of these things. So I'm going to just enable it, close this. It's going to download and install quite a few things. So the next application that we're going to install is Authy for our second factor authentication. So something like that. We're going to just download it from direct. The benefit that this one has over Google Authenticator is actually it's keep everything in sync. So you're going to have on mobile, you're going to have desktop, you're going to have Windows, you're going to have access it everywhere, and then it's going to sync those like the second factor authentications across your devices. So we're going to install this one. So drag this one to the app, and then we are going to just set it up. So as you can see, I have access to all of them. I'm going to close this one. So now we have everything that we were looking for, and our system is ready. Probably there might be some other packages that I might miss, but for now, I think we are good to start, and we have the foundation and everything that I might need to use for day-to-day basis. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.